Have you ever noticed walking around the original Gmod maps and wonder why it's so oddly empty and void of life? How maps of huge cities that have various amounts of buildings have zero life in them. No cars, no people, just empty. It's very off-putting how an area we know that has life is very diverse and can be so empty and still. This brings us to other maps. For example, Gmod_Big City is a very classic map that normally you would be playing with your friends or on a server. But being alone and just embracing the ambience and tone of the map is very off-putting. Like, listen to this. There are no people and no cars, which can feel extremely uneasy for a city setting, which there would be tons of people and cars, but this map has none of that. Also to mention the creepy Easter eggs in the map, that makes the map feel a little strange, you know? But in this video, we're going to be talking about the maps that are meant to be liminal and unnerving, starting with this map is based on a variety of backrooms levels, such as the pool rooms, deep end, level fun, playground, the caves, pipe dreams, and the electrical station. Let's start with the pool rooms and the deep end since they're very similar. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the pool rooms. It's a bit overrated in my opinion, but I still like it. The pool rooms are generic locker rooms with areas with pools in it. Pretty simple. I mean, that's how I like things. The deep end is basically the pool rooms, but darker. It's a bit more creepy and uneasy since you can barely see stuff in front of you, which can really be scary. Now time for level fun in the playground. These two parts are my second favorite part of the map. I love the playground part. It feels very nostalgic to me, but also feels unnerving. It is something about the pillars and how high the ceiling goes. It feels like you were stuck there and will never get out. For level fun, it is a little small, but does enough to unnerve me. But the childish drawings and the simple design is very off-putting. It feels like it's not even real, which I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for. Now it's time for pipe dreams and electrical station. Now I do not have a lot to say about these areas because they are pretty bland and there's not a lot of things to talk about. The pipe dreams have hallways with pipes that are wrapped in all kinds of ways. There's lots of black sludge on the ground, or if you touch it, you get hurt. For the electrical station, there's a bunch of brick hallways with electrical boxes on the walls. They don't really do anything. That's really all I had to say about these areas. Now it's time for my favorite part of the map, the caves. The caves are a bunch of dark tunnels with boxes and all other sorts of stuff on the ground. It also has a feeling of claustrophobia. The tunnels feel really tight and there's barely any room for movement. It also has a feeling where anything could pop out of any corner at any moment. Now that's it for NoClip. It's a pretty small map, but it's very well made and well designed. Please go support the creator and download the map. Gmod_liminal spaces is mainly based on, well, actual liminal spaces. The tone of the map has a more of an atmospheric tone. It's a little different as well. Note, I will not go through every space in this area, so I will be looking at the best looking ones. First, we are starting with this mall area. This area looks very good, like with the lights coming through the ceiling gives me some kind of hope, but at the same time makes me feel really uneasy, mostly because of how empty it is. Next, we have this outside looking area where there are buildings surrounding it and actual cars. But it's a bit different from your typical liminal space where everything is closed in and no sign of life, but this has like cars and an outside. But at the same time, you don't see anything past the buildings, so it still feels pretty closed in. Next are the pool rooms again. These look different and personally is my favorite kind of pool rooms. I really enjoy the lighting and how aquatic the area looks. And I don't really have anything else to say about this area because I mean I've kind of already went over the pool rooms, but here is what it looks like. Next is my favorite part of the map, the hotel. The memories with this map. Anyways, I love this part of the map because it feels so closed in and eerie since none of the windows are lit. I also love this rendition of the map. It feels a lot more dingy and I just love the lighting. The next part of the map is this abandoned mall. It's like the other mall part of the map, but it's, to me, a lot more better. I love the lighting. It looks really good. Like, I know I've been talking about the lighting a lot, but this really shows. The last part of the map I'm going to talk about is this snowy outside looking area. There's a building you can enter, and there's a pond of water. This area is particularly interesting because it's so closed in. It's so dark, and it's like a box. It's very unsettling how an area that is outside is closed in. That's gonna do it for Gmod for Liminal Spaces. It's a very good map with very good lighting. Go support the creators and download it, please. This map looks extremely good. The Places of Your Dreams is, in my opinion, the scariest Liminal Spaces map I've played on. This map is, again, based on actual Liminal Spaces. This map also has a lot of areas I can't go over, so I'll go over my personal favorites. First is this abandoned mall or play area. It's pretty normal in the bright area, but then when it gets to the dark area, I feel really uneasy. Something about the slides and how dirty it looks makes me feel really strange, like I'm almost not supposed to be there. Now these next three are very similar, but I'll tell you, these areas scare me the most for some reason. First is this grass road. There is a river under it, and there's a door. Next is this dirt path with some grass or cornfields near it. Then this is the scariest one in my opinion, with a forest around it, but it looks like the trees are shaped like a tunnel. Why it scared me is because of how dark it is, and the ambience is very unnerving. And how it's outside but it still feels closed in is very unsettling to me. Next is the Google Maps backrooms. Why I love this one is just because of how random it is. There's literally a whole kitchen in it. There's also a couch, but I mean that's at the bottom. The top is what everyone knows. It is a recreation of the Google Maps backrooms in Gmod. I always wondered what it was meant to be. Also, I want to mention this place kind of looks like the Super Mario 64 Liminal Space. Pretty neat, huh? Next is this player area or playground. It is like the other one in No Clip, but in my opinion, it's better. I like how you can interact with this spinny thingy. I also like it there's a section with a ball pit and some tables. Kind of reminds me of something like Chuck E. Cheese. It's also very nostalgic to me because, I mean, I've kind of been to somewhere like this, you know, aka Chuck E. Cheese. Next is a similar area that we just went over. It is an area with some creepy looking cutouts, a cart, a little player area, a pool table, and some text. Kind of weird. Gives me some vibe that, you know, this whole place is a place where people get stuck and die. It's also something about those cutouts that really creep me out. Next is this dark, long hallway. This place has some furniture, locked doors, and some babies. This area kind of creeps me out, mostly because of how dark it is, and the babies are just kind of random and out of place, which really weirds me out. Last, and my favorite area in this whole map, is this living room. You've probably seen this Liminal Space. It's pretty popular. Why I love this area is just because of how, like, it feels like an area I've been there. You know, I feel like I've been to this area before. It also gives me some nostalgia, just like, I don't think really any reason. Maybe it's the lighting, but I mean, that's what really creeps me out about it, is how similar it looks to an area I've been to. I also love this rendition with the bedroom and couches. That is going to do it for this map. Please go support the creator and go download the map. This map is extremely good and pretty creepy. Anyways, that is going to do it for this video. I know this is a little different from my other content. Usually I do stupid, goofy videos. This is more of a, you know, a video essay. The purpose of this video is really just for my love of liminal spaces and the renditions of them in Gmod. Also, you know how they say Gmod single player is like a liminal space simulator? I really got to feel that in this recording. It felt so empty and alone. Not really used to that because usually I've been playing with my friends. So this video kind of gave me a different look on Gmod single player and how alone and empty it could be. But if you want another part of this video or more videos like this, I'll be happy to do so. Anyways, I hope you have a great day and see you in the next video.